Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to AGI Living. Today we're going to go over cleaning the counters, the stove, the microwave, wiping things down in the kitchen, as well as dusting in the living room. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you want to do is make sure that all of these smaller counters, the stove, are clear. And what we're going to do is move everything on these counters over to this big counter. These dishes, however, clean dishes, we're going to put away in the cabinets where they belong. Okay, now that we have the counters, the stove, all cleared off, and all of those items placed over here on the big one, we're going to go ahead and open up the microwave. I don't know who this belongs to, but we'll set this in the fridge for a bit. And then this right here, we're going to place in some warm soapy water so we can start to soak. This too. Then we're going to get the Lysol spray. And then we're going to spray far away, not super close, the microwave, just so that way a mist sits on it and to get the door as well. We'll also put a mist on the outside, the sides. And then to clean the outside, we'll go ahead and get one of these soft towels here. And then we're going to work in sections. So I'm going to start up here and work my way from the top to the bottom, just wiping the outside off. If you see any spots or anything, give it a little bit of extra attention. I'm pushing my finger in the towel into these cracks right here. So that way it cleans out the cracks. You see this space right here? When I'm cleaning, I'm just pushing my finger in the towel in these cracks to clean it as well. We'll do the sides here. Next, we'll get our sponge. And not scrubbing super hard, but with a light scrub, we'll scrub the door. Getting in this corner back here. Then we'll come over here and we'll scrub this too. So I like to always start from the top. If you see any spots that aren't coming off immediately, give them a little extra attention. Then I do the sides. So I did the top of the microwave. Now I'm doing the sides in sections. Make sure you get everything, even if you don't see anything, you clean every single surface. Then you get the stuff that you may not be able to see. So I did the sides, now I'm just gonna do the bottom. See how this is not coming off immediately? You're gonna have to give it a little bit of attention if it doesn't come off immediately. Right there too. See that one? It's not coming right off. Give it a little bit of attention. Get in all these grooves. I'm using my finger to push the scrubber into these grooves. Alright, now we're done with the inside. We're going to get the same towel that we had before, and we're going to dry the inside off. Getting in all these cracks. See this crack right here and how dirty it is? Get your finger in that towel and get in there too. while you're doing this, you don't want to keep pushing on the door like this. That's not good for it. So use this other hand that I'm recording with and hold this door so that way you can clean it without steady pushing against it. And there's like soap in the cracks and stuff. Use your finger, get that soap out of there, out of all these cracks. See this crack right here? Use your finger. And you see these food particles and stuff, get all those off of there. The theory when we're working from top to bottom is that when we're cleaning stuff off up top, food and stuff is going to fall down here. So we always kind of clean from top to bottom. Now that we're done with the microwave, we're going to clean off this dish. And so just like on my dish cleaning videos, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. You got your soapy warm water and clean off every surface of this. If you need to, use a scrubber on it. You feel food particles, you can feel the food particles scraping against the sponge as you clean. If you feel them, then give them some extra attention. I'm pushing the sponge in between those notches. That was noisy, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to do it with one hand. Same thing here. Clean this off. Just like this. Then we'll go ahead and rinse them and dry them. Just dry them with some paper towels. And once you have them dried off, then we're going to put them back in the microwave. This goes first. You know what? I don't think I dried the bottom of the microwave. Now that I look at it, make sure you dry the bottom too. There we go. This goes down there. Then you align these 3 notches into that little spinner right there. As you see stuff that you missed, like this back here, just get it. Keep your eyes open. You're gonna miss stuff. If you do, just get it. Alright. Now that we're completely done with the microwave, we're gonna go ahead and put a mist of spray over all of our surfaces that we're gonna clean next. So right now, this tape is here. This won't be here when you're cleaning it. So I'm gonna avoid the tape, and I'm just gonna clean in this middle area. But you're gonna spray, of course, and clean the whole entire countertop. See how I'm spraying a little far and just putting a mist over these surfaces. And as we spray and the mist just kind of sits there, then it's gonna start breaking up stuff, food particles and things that are on the counter. I'm spraying in sections, so I make sure I just spray completely and thoroughly. Alright, so then what we're gonna do is you're gonna get a different sponge, not the one we use for dishes. Get a different sponge down here, and we'll get the scrubber, which is normally down here in this bin, in that bowl, but I was using it, so that's where this will be. We'll get both of these, and then we'll do the green part first, starting from the top and working our way down to the bottom. I'm pushing the scrubber into this crack right here, so it's clean. And I'm just going left to right, scrubbing back and forth. Let's try to get a better view. So I'm just going side to side, scrubbing up and down, of course. I'm avoiding the tape, but you'll go all the way to the end of the counter. And then as I feel something that's like food, dried up food, I could feel it here with my hand, but I can't see it. And I also could feel it scraping against the scrubber. You want to make sure you give those spots some extra attention. Let's say something is really hard on there and it just won't come off. We'll take this without driving it in there and messing up the countertop, and just lightly give it a little scrub. And whatever's there that's really hard that won't come off, it'll come off. Most of the time you won't be able to see it, but you can feel it. It's kind of scraping up against the scrubber. And then once it's all smooth and you just feel a smooth, clean surface, that's when you know you got it all up. Then we'll take the same sponge and we'll push it into the cracks, of course, and we'll do like a sweep here. And what we're doing is we're getting all the extra Lysol spray as well as all the food particles off of the counter. This counter was already pretty clean, so there's not a ton on there. Even this little crack right here, this groove, we're pushing the sponge into that groove so we get it. And then we want to get any bubbles and soap that overflowed off of the bottom as well. Alright? And then after you do your sweep and get all the extra stuff off, you go back to your towel and you dry it off. Same thing, pushing into the cracks, going in sections, side to side, top to bottom, we dried the counter off. Very similar process for all of these counters and also the stove. So we're going to use our scrubber. We're going to start from the top. Get this back wall too. And normally what I do is I go around the rim here, scrubbing, getting everything off of here. Getting the side of it too right here. And I clean off these little eye covers. Then we go here. Now you see there's these grooves right here. This is a groove. This is a groove. I'm pushing the sponge into those grooves with my thumb and my index finger like that. So that those grooves are clean. Then I get the flat part. Just a bunch of scrubbing right now. Same thing on this side. Alright, so then after we're done scrubbing everything, we're going to rinse and squeeze out our sponge, get as much soap out as we can. Then we start from top to bottom and do the same sweeping thing. Now, as this gathers soap and stuff, it's not gonna pick up as much soap as we want it to, so we'll have to rinse again. Okay, so we scrubbed it. We kind of swept it, getting the excess soap and food off of there. I'm gonna rinse this off one last time. Everything is done with warm water. We never use cold water. I guess the warm water is gonna kill germs. I'm getting around the sides of it, the extra stuff that overflowed. Then same thing. Get our towel, dry it off. If this towel becomes too wet from drying off a lot of stuff, then we just switch it out and grab another one. Getting in all the grooves. Alright, now that our stove is clean, we can put these back on. eyes are still open, and what do I notice? Something I didn't get off. Getting it off. Alright, so then what we'll do is, you also want to wipe down these handles here. Actually, wait on that. We'll go on over here. We're going to clean these counters the same way that we cleaned the other counter over there. We're going to start with our scrubber, going from top to bottom, scrubbing side to side, using our fingers to push it into the grooves. Even these cracks and grooves over here, we're going to clean this off as well. Same thing. We're going to move this stuff off of this area as well because we didn't spray it. Spray back here. Nice little mist and let it sit there. Then same thing. So you know how to clean the counters. You're going to clean it the same way we cleaned the counter over there. With this sink though, you're going to make sure that you take the scrubber, the counter scrubber, and you push that scrubber back here into this crack. Push it in there and clean that crack out real good. And then all these different grooves up here, all around this thing, we're cleaning every groove really well. This crack right here, same thing. Push that scrubber in there. Clean all the way around this. On top of it, behind the base, the handle, all of this we're cleaning. And then as I'm going over here, I'm pushing that scrubber in these grooves because we don't want stuff sitting here. So push the scrubber in that groove. And the same thing, to get the soap off, we just rinse this a bunch of times. Then we start to get our soap off as much as we can because we're going to come back with the towel. Get that water warm. Use the sponge, push it in the crack, and just get all that stuff from back there. Push it out over here. See that? Once you get most of the soap and debris off, get the towel, push it back there in that crack, and get everything out of there. And then we'll dry this off. This is when you're really going to get all that soap off of the faucet handle. Okay. All that should be dry and clean. Then you clean the counters the same way. Even come over here when you're cleaning this counter and clean the back of this part. Same thing, with the scrubber. Alright, so you know how to do this counter, and then do that counter. Alright, now that we have the counters, the stove, the microwave, the sink, all of this has been cleaned off, we're going to go ahead and put all the stuff that we took off of those counters back onto the counters where they belong. Now that you have everything back in its place, take what's on this big one off and place it on another counter so we can clean this one. Same thing, we're going to put a mist of spray on this, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to clean it the same way that we clean this counter. Same process. Scrub it with the scrubber. If you have any hard spots, give them extra attention. If you need the metal scrubber, use that lightly to get it off. Then you sweep it with the sponge, and then you wipe it with the towel. And once it's clean, go ahead and put whatever belongs up here back up here, which really should only be that. Once all of the counters have dried, you should go ahead and rub your hand over it, all the surfaces, to make sure that you don't feel any food stuck on there that you can't see. Do this for all of your counters. once they dry to make sure that they're actually clean, because a lot of stuff you won't be able to see, but you can feel it. You feel anything dirty, get a little spray, get it, sponge it, clean it, dry it, and you'll be good. Next, you want to move everything away from the dishwasher. You're going to go ahead and spray it. Nice little mist. Let it sit there for a second. Then we're going to get everything off of the refrigerator. Now, we'll come over here, same thing, get the counter sponge, start off scrubbing, get in this top little area here, watch your fingers, don't move fast and rough because there's little pieces of metal in here that can cut your fingers. So just clean the top part of it, start from top to bottom, using the scrubber here. Now this is really dirty, this is why we're using the scrubber first. But normally, if we stay up on this, we shouldn't really have to use the scrubber. We should just be using a little spray and a dry towel. Okay, but it's really dirty, and if it's really dirty, that's how we're going to do that. Then you come over here with the dry towel. Push it in there, clean this top part off. Get behind the handle on the sides. Clean the handle. The sides of this, the front of it, until this is completely clean. Make sure that no soap and stuff is still on the inside of it or up top here. Alright, same thing with the refrigerator. Now do not put a ton of spray because it's going to be hard to get off. I always start from top to bottom, and I'm getting the sides and the front here when I do this. I'm getting the top of the doors. Oh, we forgot something on here. Get behind the handles. Get the handles themselves. You can feel all the gunk and stuff, sticky stuff, food that's on there. Do not stop until it's gone. Get behind the handle, the door, same thing. Grab that handle. If you still feel sticky stuff or you see anything, that handle's not clean. Get behind the handle, get the handle, grab it, clean it. Then we're cleaning the front of it. Just get the front side area that you can see as well. Just what you can see. Don't go reaching all back there and stuff. See all that? You can't see it, can you? Okay. Then we'll put everything back on the refrigerator. Alright, while you have these trash cans already out from the corner over there, you're going to put a mist on the outside. Top and the sides. Take the counter sponge. We're going to do scrub on the outside, around the sides. You're probably getting dizzy from all this spinning and moving and rocking I'm doing. We're also cleaning that foot pedal. Do the same thing for the other trash. Doing a nice scrub down. All sides of it. The sides, the front, the back, everything. Make sure you get every surface. Then we're not going to sponge that one. We're just going to get our dry towel and dry it off. So take both trash bags out of each bin. And then right back here where all of that food is and stuff, this dirty lid, you're going to spray. Spray the lid as well. On both of them. You'll get this brush from under the kitchen sink. We don't want to use the counter sponge for the inside of the trash cans. And then you're just going to brush until you get all that food and stuff off of there. Rinse this out with some hot water. Get a few paper towels. And then we'll just dry this off. Stick your finger in that little hole right there, all back here, to get all the excess spray off of there. Clean the lid off. Get in the cracks around the lid. If you look good, there's still like chips in there. Little residues. So to get those chips out of there, let me just flip this joker upside down. I got most of them out. So we'll do that for both trash cans too. Then we'll go ahead and put both bags back in the trash cans and then put them back over here where they belong. So now we have our towel that we've been using to dry, and it's been soaking up a bunch of Lysol and stuff, and so it's kind of pretty damp already. We're gonna wipe off these cabinets, but we don't want to do a bunch of spraying on them. So as much as we can, we're looking to get these things off. These marks here, food residue, things like that off of here. As much as we can get off without spraying, we'll do that. And if we have to do a little bit of spraying, we'll spray it into the towel. So that way we don't have Lysol running all down the cabinets. So we already see there's a bunch of dirt right there, right? So we're just gonna take our towel, wipe this whole thing off, open it up, get the top of it and the sides as well. Same thing here. Open it up. See that's on top? If it's closed, you don't see that. Wipe it. Then get this. When you see stuff in these grooves, push the towel in there. Now what you'll see is down here on the bottom, you can't see too well, but on the bottom, dust likes to settle right here. So make sure that you get that as well too. We're just gonna clean this off now. This is awful. Get the top of the cabinets, the sides. I mean, this is filthy. There's stuff everywhere. If you see something needs some extra attention, it's not coming off, give it that extra attention. Open it up. Get this part too. Don't forget this part. See that dirt in there trying to hide? Push that towel in there and get that too. Okay? We're going to do that for all of these cabinets everywhere. Dust loves to settle up here. You'll see it right here. See that dust? It loves to settle on any flat surface. So make sure you get it. Clean the knobs off too. Same thing here. Get the top. Get the knobs. Open it up. Get all the way in there. See that? Trying to hide. Get that too. Look at that. All that dirt. That's why we have to open it up. Get the top, the sides, all this food and stuff. Open it up, get the insides. Clean those handles off. This is starting to feel a little dry. So I'm just gonna take the spray a little bit on the towel. Look at this. Woo. So you get the gist of it. I'm gonna do the same thing for these. All the drawers, handles, cabinets as well. As you're cleaning these bottom cabinets off, you'll find that when you open this up, there's this little panel right here that is filthy as well. Make sure you wipe that down too. This panel right here, wipe it down. You open up this cabinet and you see the inside is dirty, wipe it down too. don't forget these two cabinets up here above the microwave as well. We're gonna also take this time to clean the outside of the stove. Make sure you get the handles. The handles like to be sticky and dirty and have food all over them. So just make sure you clean those as well. Get behind them. Same thing as the refrigerator. Clean the handle. Get behind the handle. If you see all that stuff there, you push that towel in there. Get that stuff out of there. Clean the top of the door. See that? That didn't come off. So it needs some extra work. Extra attention. Then we just clean the outside of it. The handles. Woo! Open this up. Clean that too. Don't be too thorough because the oven itself is going to be clean at some point. Get the side of it too. Okay, now we're going to move on to how to dust. So we're in the living room and basically we're going to wipe off everything that dust can settle on. Typically, that's going to be the top of anything. If we go in here right now and rub our fingers on the top of anything, we're going to see dust, right? Oof, dust. Anything on the top. Okay, and then we come over here to the TV. Dust. These speakers, you can see it dusty. So, and even this. The important part about this is that we get everything in the living room that has dust on it, wherever the dust can fall. This right here is going to be its own complicated situation because it has so many spots around it for dust to fall, but we'll get that when we get there, okay? Additionally, these pictures. You wipe your finger across the top of a picture, nothing. So my point wasn't proven. But we're still gonna wipe up there, okay? We're gonna get every single surface, these stools here. Of course, you can see the dust here, right? But then also down here, you'll see dust falls down here. Dust is all over these, the legs here. So we're gonna clean all of those surfaces down here. Dust, 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 okay? So we're gonna do this in a way to where we won't make any mistakes. And essentially, what I'm gonna do is start with this because it's a headache. And then I'm gonna move this way in the living room, getting everything as I go. And I'm gonna go in a full circle. Get those, windowsill, the clock, until I get back over here. The top of the door, have to get that too. Okay. So let's start here because this is the most complicated spot right here. We'll just throw our clean towel down. Then we're gonna spray it. Then we'll start going. We know that this is a place where dust can settle, so we're just gonna get all the dust off the top of there. Then we'll go down to the next places where dust can settle, which is essentially right here. We're gonna clean this off too. I'm just using my fingers to go in between these bolts. Dust that off. Then we come down here. Just filthy. And in these tight spaces, I kind of just use my fingers to push in there. And then I just use a bundle of the towel to get around the bolts. All right, we don't want this to last forever, okay? We're just gonna be dusting, cleaning and dusting. I'm going around here. Going in these crevices, cleaning and dusting. And we're going from top to bottom. See see where that dust is stuck in there? Use your finger, push the towel in there, and get all the way around. Even back here, these spots that you can't see, we're cleaning them. So we went from the top up there. We did this, now we did this, now we're gonna go around this base here. And there's so many crevices, I'm kinda just gonna bunch this towel up, put it right here like this, and just push it in all these crevices as I go all the way around. Push it in the crevices, because there's no way for us to just get each crack. So we just bundle it up, push it in all the cracks. Okay? Alright, there we go, that's dusting. We're just getting the top surfaces where everything can land at. Okay? So this is done. We'll come over here, and I'm just gonna run this across the top of the TV. Notice here, there's this part that's the top, but also this part, and it's filthy. So we're gonna get both of them. I'm putting my hand in there, and I'm getting both of those surfaces. Just like that. Run this across the top of the pictures. It's a moist towel, so it's just gonna pick up and remove dust naturally. Alright, so we always go from top to bottom, right? So now we have these speakers here. I'm gonna put this down so I can show you how I do. These speakers are on cords. You see that cord back there? So you can't just pull them off. But I'll get the top of it. Get the top of it like that there. And do this for all the speakers. There's some more over here. Get the top of that speaker. The top of that speaker. This big one's on the cord too. Don't pull it out. Clean the top of it. There. Now, I want to an awful angle. This will start to dry out, so we just add a little spray here and there. Now I want to get the top of this whole TV stand. So I'll just move this stuff out of the way. Whoa. This is two separate pieces. So you have this piece right here. We'll clean it off. Get the dust off of it. Then we'll move it. Clean this part. Put this back. Put these back. Scoot the speaker over. We'll get this part clean. And we'll get this part. Scoop these over. So you see how I'm just getting everything in sections. Clean this separate piece by itself. Put this down. That's why that piece is there to cover this up. Then we'll dust this off. Then we'll put it back. All right, we're going from top to bottom, right? So then now we're gonna go down here. All of these books need to come out. Once they're out, then we'll dust this. And then put them back. Put them back in a little bit of an order. I kind of did like smallest to largest here, but just make them look organized. Then we're gonna move over here. All of these games need to come out. Usually games that were sitting up top have dust on them too. You can see all this dust here, right? And so you need to wipe those off too when you take them out. These controllers need to come out. Now that you have them out, then we're gonna go ahead and dust out the inside of this. I'm pushing my finger all the way into the corner so I get the dust out of the back. I'm getting up here in the front, and I'm also getting on top of each console. All right, now let's put these all back. Notice how I put these games back all in one clean stack with the labels facing me. Let's put these controllers back. And if you come across any games or anything like that that are dusty, make sure you wipe those off too. This console right here, dusty. Woo. Go ahead, we're gonna clean this console off here. And we're also gonna reach in here. You cannot pull this out, so we're just gonna reach in here and dust around it on the bottom. Get all that dust, push it to the side a little bit if you have to, but you can't pull it out. Reach in there, clean along the sides of it. You want all that dusted off. We're not turning it on or anything. I'm just very softly letting the towel clean the front of that off. Same thing over here. All these CDs need to come out. You'll see stuff that was sitting in there is dusty. Clean it off too. This right here, a little dusty. Just hit it with the towel. You're here. Get that dust off of there. If it'll come off. Alright, now that we have that empty, we're going to go ahead and dust this off. It's filthy. This dust right here that likes to sit on top of that speaker, wipe that off too. Then this area right here, that's exposed, so you know dust is on it. Wipe it off as well. And put everything back. So we're moving this way. We did everything there. Now it's time to come over here to this. Let's take the stuff off of it. Add a little spray to our towel. Hey man, and then we're gonna start off with this top part right here. So since there's so many crevices where dust can go, we don't just look and say, oh, I think there's some dust right here, I'm gonna clean that off, and then stop. We're gonna clean this whole panel off right here. So I'm starting right here, pushing my finger in that crack, cleaning this off. When you do the whole thing, then you don't have to worry about spots that you missed. Just clean the whole thing. And then nobody can come and say, oh, look, you missed a spot, because you're cleaning the whole thing. Now I'm going in sections here. You can't really tell because they're all in my head, but I'm starting from the top here. And then you see this crevice where all that dust likes to hide? Push that towel in there. And these cracks. You see crevices? Push that towel in there. Same thing we did on the other side, we'll do over here. That's the place where dust likes to hide. Push that towel in here. Clean that screen off. This is the spot dust likes to hide. Push the towel in there. Right here, you know dust likes to settle up here. So we'll get both of those. This is the hard part. This is where we always mess up. See that right there? Dust. Just push it in there. You see a surface where dust likes to settle? Then we're going to get it. And we're doing the same thing on both sides. Dusty. We'll get it because it's dusty. Right here? Dusty. We'll get it because it's dusty. Do the same thing on this side. We'll get it because it's dusty. Right here, you know dust is settling. Right here. So we'll get it because it's dusty. All the way. Oh, I spotted something else. See this right here? If it's facing the ceiling, dust is going to settle on it. Alright. Let me come down here. You know this is facing the ceiling, so dust is settling on it. See this right here? Filthy. It's facing the ceiling, dust is on it. This part right here, it thought that I didn't see it, but I see it. it's facing the ceiling, we're gonna get it because it's dusty. This clearly is Dust's favorite place to hide, so we're gonna clean this off too. I'm pushing my fingers in these little cracks as much as I can to get the dust out of there. Okay. Up here in the front, if it's facing the ceiling, dust is gonna get in there. Okay, I think that we did a good job on that. So we'll move on to the next thing over here. What do I see? You see this table. You know that dust is hiding up there. Just hit it. I'm sure that when you, in your house or when you're cleaning, things are going to be moved around. Everything that's here now won't be here. But you'll see stuff where dust can settle and you're just going to wipe it. Now we're going to come over here. We're not gonna mess with the curtain rod and stuff, but we'll get the top of the blinds. You know dust is there. Then we're also gonna get, this is pretty important, the windowsill. I don't know if this has been cleaned since I moved in here. You can see all that, you can see all that dust in there. We're just gonna do a wipe there. Get that out of there. It's really easy, simple. We're not cleaning windows today, so just the seal itself. This mirror. Now see, we have all that dust on there. We're gonna have to get a new towel. This is dirty. You wanna rinse it out, wring it out, and then put it in my hamper. Got a new towel. So of course we know that dust is gonna wanna be up here at the top. So we'll get the top of this mirror, right? Not touching the camera because we'll get it out of focus or whatever. But you know, also this right here is a place where dust is gonna want to sit. You can see it there. Plenty of dust. Push that towel in that corner. Get that dust out of there too. All right, we're gonna move on. I look crazy doing this, right? But there's dust all over this stuff. Okay, these are really tricky, and there's dust in so many different places. This is one thing, just like the treadmill, that you're gonna turn into every single surface. We're just gonna clean it. Pushing the towel in the cracks, going top to bottom. And then I'm just gonna make each leg a point of interest. Put my hand around the whole leg, clean it off. Whole leg, clean it off. Whole leg, clean it off. Now you say it. Whole leg, clean it off. And then these little step or foot pedals, these little foot rails, maybe that's what they're called. We're gonna clean each one off because it's gonna be real easy. If you just try to get the surface where the dust is, don't drag this on our floor. No, don't do that. It's gonna be real easy for you to miss spots. So just clean the whole thing. It's so much easier just to make it a complete whole surface clean. Pick it up, don't drag it on the floor. Alright. So, what do we have here? Another windowsill, really dirty. We're gonna clean that too. All the way from this furthest corner. Very easy to clean this. Get the top of the blinds. Come over here. These things are fragile. We're not gonna mess with them too much, but this clock loves to hide dust on top of it. So we want to make sure that we get this clock. Now, I'm using one hand, but you should hold this clock steady while you clean it. All right, then, remember I mentioned the top of the door frame? Right here, the top of these. Now we're going back, just kind of seeing what we forgot, what we're missing. This right here, of course, covered in dust. Clean the top of it off. You want to go the extra mile, take this off, clean it off too. What else did we forget over here? Oh, look, another plug. Look how much dust is in there. Put that towel in there, clean that off. Okay, be careful, don't unplug it. Clean it off. All right, what else could we maybe have missed? These plugs. Look at all that dust sitting up there. I know you see those dirty baseboards. This video is not a baseboard video, so we're gonna do that when we get to that video. This is just dusting. All right. Things that we could have forgotten in here. Oh, we took this down. Gotta put it back up. This is called a check. This is gonna keep us from messing up. Just make sure we didn't miss a bunch of stuff in here. And that our house is pretty clean. We're gonna clean off all these light switches too. Just add that to the list. Oh, look. Look at that. See? That's why we do our checks. Oh my goodness, look at this. So this is like a two-hand thing. Hold this steady. Push that towel in there. That check really helped us out. That was smart. So then that's dusting. Every once in a while, you'll come in here and you'll see, well, not every once in a while, but usually there's a lamp in here. Or in your house, there may be a lamp. And you want to get all the surfaces on that lamp. You want to clean the legs of the lamp off. The top of if it's like a vase lamp, you're going to clean all that off too. Get in there. Don't let anything be missed. This right here. This should be dusted too. Just the places where dust will settle, get it out of there. This is gonna help with your allergies. Your house is gonna look cleaner, feel cleaner. Anywhere. If it's facing the ceiling, dust can get on it. Alright. Gonna make sure that we put all our cleaning supplies back. Oh look. We took this off of the treadmill. This probably needs to be washed. So we'll put this in the dirty hamper too after we rinse it off. Not put in, this is a lot guys, but we don't want to put stuff like this down the drain. This hair and stuff, you pull that off, put it in the trash can. If you have on this dust rag, balls of dust that you can just take off and put in the trash can, do that. We don't put those down the sink. But then afterwards, you can rinse these towels off, put them in the dirty clothes hamper. Oh, look, we moved this bag from right there. That bag has to go back. We're doing checks now, making sure that we did a good job. I think everything that we moved, we put away. We use this Lysol, so we're gonna put this back up. think I moved this towel when I was cleaning the cabinet, so we're gonna put this back too. Do our checks, make sure that everything that we used or moved is put back in its place. Making sure we didn't, oh, look at this, look. Oh, that's just a shadow. I thought that was dust. Okay. All right. So, what we did today was we cleaned the counters off, we cleaned the stove off, we cleaned the microwave out, we wiped the cabinets off, we cleaned the refrigerator, we cleaned the trash cans, we cleaned the dishwasher off, we dusted the whole living room, and now we're done. Good job, good work, good job keeping your house clean, good job making things easier for your parents, and then eventually you're going to use these same skills when you have your own house. I appreciate you for watching. Hope this was a help to you, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, this is Age I Living.